Welcome to another PowerPoint tutorials. In this video, we are going to learn how to print a PowerPoint presentation slide or a PowerPoint presentation through a connected printer to our computer system, or to print out this presentation slide in a PDF format so that we can easily share and collaborate this with other people. Now, to have this easily done, you have to make some print settings adjustment or configuration so that you can have this requirement perfectly done as you wish. I have this PowerPoint presentation open and I have these 5 slides at this slide pane, and this is about computer technology, where we are going to discuss about input devices, output devices, storage devices, and also the importance of computing devices. I want to print this presentation through a printer or to a PDF format. So let's see how to configure this print settings. This is the front stage view of PowerPoint, and you can make a little adjustment in this interface. And to do this, let's move to the menu bar and click on the design tab. And under design tab, we have this customize group, and in this customize group we have slide size and also format background. And in the slide side, when you click on the drop down arrow, you have these options. We have the standard and also the wide screen. By default, this setup is set to wide screen in PowerPoint, but we are going to choose custom slide size. So let's have a once click on it. You are going to have this beautiful dialog box that says slide size and slide size for wide screen. This is the default setup that we have for our PowerPoint presentation. When you click on the drop down arrow, you have vast variety of size. You can choose letter paper, ledger paper, A3, A4, B4. So based on whatever size that you want to have for this print option, you can choose from this drop down arrow. Let's assume I go for the A3, and this gives you the width and the height of this paper size. And below we have number slides from. By default, we have these numbers given to our slides. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you want to change these default numbers, you can choose from this field by clicking on the up arrow to change, or the down arrow. So if I move this to 3, or I manually type the number in this field, and also come to this pane which we have orientation. This is where you can choose the landscape mode or the portrait mode. And if I choose portrait and click on OK, you get this Microsoft PowerPoint dialog box which says you are scaling to a new slide size. Would you like to maximize the size of your content or scale it down to ensure it will fit on the new slide? So you can choose maximize, or you can choose ensure fit. So if I choose this option, this is the preview of my print layout. So if I scroll down, you can see that I have all this in the portrait form, and this is starting from number 3, 4 to the last slide, which is 7. So these are some of the configuration settings you can adjust in this front stage view. Let's undo this and let's see how to move to the backstage view and perform print options in that interface. Now, to access the backstage view, you can click on File, and when you click on File, this is the backstage view of Microsoft PowerPoint. And to access the print layout interface, you choose Print command from this option, and this is the print settings configuration. To easily get to the backstage view, you can use Ctrl+P on the keyboard, and this will also jump you to the backstage view of Microsoft PowerPoint. A bonus print shortcut to get to the backstage view is to hold Ctrl key and the functional key and this will also jump you to the backstage view of Microsoft PowerPoint. This is where we are going to have the most print options we can apply to our PowerPoint slides and have a perfect print onto our paper medium through the printer, or to print this as a PDF format. Under print, we have copies. This is where you decide the number of copies you want to print out, and you can click in this field and manually type the number of copies that you want. You can also use the up and the down arrow to adjust the number of copies you want to print out. So if I click on the up arrow, you can see that we have this. If I click on the down arrow, this also gives us the number of copies in this field. We have the print command. This is the last command we are going to issue when we are done with our print settings. When you come below, we have printer. This is where you are going to select the type of printer connected to your computer system. When you click on the drop down arrow, you have the fax, the Hewlett. These two printers I have in my office, and if I want to print this on a medium, I'm going to choose these printers. And because I have not connected the cable to my computer system, they are all offline. And if I have them online and I choose this and click on print, I'm going to print this through the printer onto a paper. We also have Microsoft Print to PDF. This helps you to print out your PowerPoint slides to a PDF format. We have other printers attached, and you can choose from this option. And when you come below this printer command, we have this option as printer properties. When you have a once click on it, you get this beautiful dialog box, and you have the option to choose your orientation, whether it is a landscape or portrait. When you click on the drop down arrow, you have these two options, and by default PowerPoint slides are oriented to landscape, so you can choose portrait or landscape from this option as well. We also have an advanced tab here. When you click on it, this also gives you an option to choose the paper size and also the copy count, whether one copy or whatever copy you want to print out. You can choose from this option the number of copy counts, and when you are done, you click on OK. When you go back, we have this settings, and this is where you are going to choose whether you want to print all slides in your PowerPoint. So this is the default settings that says print entire presentation. When you click on the drop down arrow, we have other options, that is print selection. This is where you select a particular slide in your presentation area, and when you come to this interface, you can easily select this option and print your PowerPoint slides. This is also print current slide. That is the current slide that you have. That is what you are going to print. So this is the current slide that we have here in the preview. And if I choose print, the printer is going to print only this slide if I select this option. For this one, you have to go back to your interface, that is the front stage view, and select a particular slide. Then you choose print selection, and that is going to print this selection. And when you move to this area, we have 1 of 1, but we have 5 slides in this presentation. But because we chose this slide and also utilize this print selection, that is why we have 1 of 1. So this is the only slide that we are going to print out, whether in a PDF format or through the printer. When you click on this arrow we have custom range. That is where you want to print maybe 2 or 3 slides out of 5 slides. So when you go back to my presentation slides, I have 5 slides here, and let me select the first one, then change this to all slides. Now we have 1 of 5. So if I choose custom range and type 1 to 3, and if I want to print this, I'm going to have 1 of 3. So this is going to give me a preview of the 3 slides that I choose, and that is going to print this if I choose the print command. So that is the custom range. When you come to this section, we have full page slides. This is where you are going to print the exact content in a specific slide. So this is the content in slide 1, slide 2, and slide 3. Now let's change this to all slides so that we can utilize this option. Full page slides. When you click on the drop down arrow, we have other options here. You can add notes pages, outline. So if I choose this option, this is what happens. It's going to print the slide with additional footer and header, and also any notes attached to the slide. So this is the note that I have typed into this slide, and that is going to take effect throughout the slide. If I choose outline, this is going to give me the outline, that is the text in the slides, and you can see the preview in this section. When you choose one slide, this is going to print one slide with the additional notes attached to it. And you can go for 2 slides. That is where it's going to print 2 slides on a particular medium or paper. You can go for 3 slides. You have other options. You can go for 4 slides. You can also go for 6 slides, and now we have only 5 slides in our presentation. That is going to keep this in this particular medium. So if I print this out, I'm going to have all these slides on a particular paper. So you have so many options you can choose from. You can take frame slides or scale to fit paper. All this is based on your requirements, and you can do so. We have collated. When you click on this drop down arrow, this is where if the print is ready to be meant, that is going to print slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, then it continues that way 4 or 5 depending on the number of slides that you have. When you choose uncollated, that is where it's going to print page 1. If you have the number of copies in this field, meaning this is going to print slide 1, that is 7 copies of slide 1. Then it will move to the next slide, 7 copies of slide 2. That is the meaning of uncollated. If you choose this collated, this is going to print slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, 7 copies, then move back to whatever next slide that you have, whether you have slide 4, 5, 6 onwards. So these are the options you can also apply to your print settings. We also have the orientation here. As I said earlier, it is set to landscape orientation by default, but when you click on the drop down arrow, you can choose portrait, and we have the preview here. And if you want to have it in a portrait form, you can do so and print out. Let's go back to the landscape. We also have color. When you choose color, that is where you want to have it in a color form or grayscale or pure black and white option. So let's choose and see how the preview is going to be displayed in this section. So if I choose grayscale, this is the preview. If I choose pure black and white, this is the preview. But normally we always go for the color option. There is a link here that says edit header and footer. If I click on this once, I get this header and footer dialog box, and I also have the option to add date and time to my header and footer. That is, these are some of the options I have already adjusted in this dialog box. You can choose to fix, update automatically. You can also tick to have page numbers, header, and this is what I have in my header, and also this is what I have in my footer. So you can make changes to this, and you can click apply to all in this option. Now this is the preview of whatever settings you are going to apply in this area. And when you come below, we have, this is where it's going to give you the number of slides that you have, and also this is the zoom area, and this is going to help you to zoom in and out your preview depending on your eyesight. So now that we have been able to go through this print settings configuration, now let's see how to print this to a PDF format. For you to print this through your printer, you just have to click on this and choose the type of printer connected to your computer. Then you click on the print command. I'm going to print this in a PDF format so that I can easily share with my colleagues. So I'm going to choose Microsoft Print to PDF. Then I click on print. This is going to bring out the save print output as dialog box, and I am going to choose a destination on my computer, that is the desktop. Then give a file name to this output. After giving the file name to this output, make sure the save as type is PDF and click on save. Now let's minimize this window. If I come back to my desktop, I have this PDF icon here that represents my PowerPoint presentation. Therefore, if I open this, so this is my PowerPoint slides beautifully printed out as a PDF, and when I move to the tab, I have the name of the PDF, and this is the extension of this particular file, and that is the PDF format. So I can easily share this by clicking on this icon, which is the three dots over here. Then I'm going to have this share command here, and if I click on this, I can easily share this through email or Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, or any platform I want to send this to. I can also copy the link and paste the link into any of these platforms so that my colleagues can easily access this particular PDF. So this is a very good option, especially when you want to collaborate on a specific presentation, or you want to share this among 2 or more people, so that you can have a look and discuss if there are any changes you want to apply to your presentation. You can do so. So hope you have a fair idea on how to print a PowerPoint slides, and give this video a thumbs up, and let me see your comments in the comment section, and I shall see you in the next video.